everybody needs to keep in mind, you were living in one of the homes because we weren't living together at that time, right? So I said, hey, Rachel, like you can rent this room that I have in this home. And she was like, okay. So she rented with, I think 3 other girls. So it was four people in that house. I was living in another one with 5 or 6 other tenants. So we were kind of like dating, same town, but then you took over as property manager. Now you're managing, 20, 30 tenants. What was that like? What did you learn? What were some of the challenges that were associated with that?
I love people. So I think that helped a lot. I think in this industry, you really have to just have a love for your client. And I know people say that, have a love for your customer. But yeah, being kind of jumping into it, I didn't know what I know now. And we were creating the systems along the way, so if there was a need that popped up, um, we had to simply just solve that problem and create a system based on the problem that occurred. So at 20, 15, 20, 25 customers, you know, the problem was this. So you create a system, and then, you have different problems arise at different levels. So I think the biggest thing was like, it is hard in the sense of like, you know, you don't have everything figured out. So if your listeners, if the CoLiving Master University, if they're going to self-manage at first, know that it's going to be a grind for a little while and things are going to be uncertain. And then like also like the beauty of like having these co-living, like house managers, having like point people at each house was like a brilliant solution that arose because we were growing so fast and like I couldn't be at every property. You certainly weren't going to be at every property. And then like we just had like a small team at the time. And so just this idea of like somebody within the company or within the home themselves, like that was a solution to a problem that arose, but it was a beautiful solution. So I don't know. I just think stay open. Know that it's gonna take a while, like, and enjoy the process. I think I would tell my old self, like, I think we were just so wanting to scale and grow that those lessons along the way and the journey, like, you want to bypass them or rush them, but like, 1 home, 2 home, 3 home, like it was fun. And like we learned we had to celebrate, and um I think just celebrating this last season that we just came out of and the season that we're going into, like there's new victories, there's new problems that come up, there's new challenges. And um, to celebrate those, because I think the hurdles that you have to cross and overcome, the obstacles you have to overcome, especially if you're doing it on your own. And then like if you do have a spouse, to really just take time out and be like, babe, look what we created together. Like, isn't this amazing? And look at the impact we're having and the Thrive journals. It's just really cool, to look back, and the fact that like students right now are using some of these systems and it's working for them. I mean, that's huge celebration, huge victory. So I think celebrating those small victories along the way, because the big ones are few and far between. And when you're first starting out, and the credit, like I love, everybody wants to feel special. But you're not going to get everybody's trying to win in the real estate industry right now. And so just, you have to pat your own self on the back, like there are days when like you sell a room and you have to like, air five yourself, or until you have that team and staff that can really be, rooting you on. And so you got to create that internal self motivation, in the beginning stages.